In the house, all bundled up, ready for the cold weather.
I hate the cold weather.
That's why most of us moved to Florida in the first place. We don't like the cold.
Yeah, that's the whole reason.
Yeah.
So, but Mars is going into Aquarius. It changes signs. It stays in the sign for about 6 weeks. So whenever it changes signs, whatever it does the first couple of days that the sign changes is what you can anticipate going on for about 6 weeks or so. And
okay.
Mars is the planet of ego-oriented projection, where we project our ego out in the world. So we're the sign of Capricorn, and they're going to spend a ton of money. They're fixing to spend a ton of money on unanticipated expenses. So, yeah, the best thing you can do if you're a Capricorn is look around, look at what things may be breaking soon, and try and fix them ahead of time instead of waiting until they shatter or really get destroyed. But it is really 6 weeks of being nickeled and dimed to death, which is pretty frustrating for Capricorns.
Ouch.
Yeah, but for Aquarians, Mars is going into their sign, so they are fired up. They're starting a new 22-month cycle of activity. They've been
the dawning
of the age, right? Exactly.
Gotcha.
And for Aquarians, it's the dawning of their new start. And they are not going to back down from any kind of fights. And my only advice to Aquarians is don't take every affront as though your very life is at stake. Don't be like Robert Conrad with that, "Kid, knock this off my shoulder" thing. Pick and choose your battles for Aquarians. And also remember that sometimes you got to lose a battle in order to win the war. For Pisces, I got to tell you, they're probably going to be the most frustrated of all of the signs of the zodiac over the next 6 weeks or so, because Mars is in their 12th house. They need to finish up projects they've been working on for 22 months, not start new ones. And the trouble is, Jupiter is in their sign, so they feel like it's time for new beginnings, and although they think it's time for new beginnings, the universe is saying not till you finish up the details from your old beginnings from 2 years ago. So that, to me, always creates frustration. Good time to be in Aries, because Mars is in their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. So it's a good time for them to rally their male friends and acquaintances, because it's going to take a group or a team effort to get what the Aries wants. And they'll have more success if they utilize their male friends and colleagues, because then by attempting to do a team thing, the Aries gets gratification out of it. So, but it's time for them to reach for that professional brass ring and get what they want. Tauruses are just about up to here. Their last nerve comes out over the next 6 weeks or so, and they are tired of delays. They are tired of waiting for other people to make decisions that impact the Taurus, and the Taurus is fixing to take matters into their own hands, and they're not going to put up with obstacles or anything that gets in their way, because they spent the last 6 weeks really advancing their own interests, and they expect to continue that. And if they meet with any kind of adversity, they are not going to be happy with that. And
you go, Pat.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take her on. Those guys are like bulldogs when they go after something. There is no stopping them. They don't quit,
girl,
even when they should. So anybody involved with Pat, I would just say, yes, ma'am, give her what she wants, because she's going to stand there until she gets it. For Geminis, it's a particularly good time. Mars is trining their sign, and it means that it's time for them to bring important negotiations to conclusion. Legal matters, educational matters, important matters at a distance, all need that Gemini attention, and whatever it is they started December 21st, they can bring to fruition over the next 6 weeks or so. For Cancers, they, along with Capricorn, spending a ton of money, and for Cancers, the sad thing, it's not being spent on them or their good time, it's being spent on their partners, and people, it's not them that they're spending the money on, it's other people that they're involved in relationships with is where the money flow is going to go for them, and it's going to be a rough 6 weeks financially. For Leos, 7th house of partners and open enemies. Leos have spent the last 6 weeks building up a business, a work-related structure, and now they're going to take that show on the road and see how it plays in Peoria. Yeah, they really are. And Leos are really going to put 100% of their effort behind it. And anything a Leo puts 100% of their effort behind has got to come to fruition, because they just wouldn't have it any other way. But they can expect opposition from somebody, and I really hope that opposition keeps its head down, because Leos are not going to take anything lightly. They're really loaded for bear.
Yeah, I'm going to take my 2 little internet radio stations, have some fun.
Yeah, you are.
Yes,
you are.
Betcha.
Yeah, and then they start making money 6 weeks from now. For Virgo, it is in their 6th house in work and employment, and Virgos have to be really careful not to bite the hand that feeds them. That's kind of the big thing. When Mars gets into their 6th house, responsibilities increase. Virgos want to start a whole bunch of things, and they have to remember that they can't step on anybody's toes when they're doing it, because Virgos are really, the words fall out of their mouths, so they have to be careful with that and also deal with health matters promptly. For Libras, they want to have fun. Mars is in their 5th house of amusements, pleasures, sports, entertainment. A good time is what Libras are looking for, and they're looking to take a child of their mind and give birth to it. For Scorpios, this is in their 4th house of home, and they need to root things out at home. There are things at home that they've kind of been putting up with, and they're not going to put up with it any longer. The next 6 weeks, Scorpios are very, very likely to make a whole bunch of changes in their home environment. So, and it's designed to make their home more stable. And then for the last sign, for Sagittarius, they've got places to go, people to see, and things to do, contracts to negotiate, agreements to hammer out. And for one reason or another, Sagittarius has the upper hand in that.
Wow.
So you don't have to slug people over the head with it, because when you have the hammer, most people know you do.
Yeah.
The only thing to avoid is don't get any speeding tickets in your effort to be more than one place at the same time, because they tend to do that. So, tomorrow's news today for the 12 signs of the zodiac.
Well, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate that. We'll have a video of all of that up, posted up on our website, so you can check it out throughout the week, or if you missed anything, it'll be there, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Always a pleasure. Yes, sir.
And, of course, every morning at 6:40 with the Daily Update.